Good morning, Flosstube. It is Tuesday, January 16th. My name is Helen, East Coast Crafter. Thank you so much for coming back. If you're a returning viewer, thanks for tuning in again and for all the feedback that I've gotten on my last videos. If you're a first-time viewer, welcome. Like I said, my name is Helen. I am a New England crafter. I'm up in Maine. It's bright and sunny out today. We're supposed to get snow tonight. We had a warm-up. We've had the craziest winter. It was so cold, like go outside, breathe in, and your nostrils stick together cold. And then this weekend it was 50, so all the snow melted. We had some terrible flooding in parts of the state, and now we're supposed to get more snow and it's more seasonable. This is normal. We're appreciating the sunshine while it's here. We'll deal with the snow when it comes. It's been a couple weeks since my last video, and I actually have a lot of progress to show. I'm kind of surprised I got as much done as I did. So today I have one FO, one FFO, WIP, 3 new starts, the tiniest bit of haul, and then some shout outs. I've been watching quite a bit of Flosstubers over the last 2 weeks, so I have some shout outs. So we'll get started. The first thing I wanted to say was a big thank you to my Instagram friend Penny. She invited me. She's been trying to get me for months. They have a stitching meetup or a crafty meetup once a week. It's kind of a ride from where I am, and I hadn't been able to make it between no school, sick kids, moved field trips, you know, one thing or another when you're at home with your kid. But last week, I was like, wait a minute, it's not snowing, the roads are clear, no one's sick, we've had no snow days, I'm going up. So it was very nice to have just a couple hours to sit down with her. There was another woman who was a stitcher, there was some quilters, some knitters. It was just really nice to kind of get together with my people and spend some time. So that was a lot of fun, and I will be back. Like I told Penny, it won't be every week because you know something's coming up, but I will be back. All right, on to the stitching. So I have one FO. This one stitched up a lot faster than I thought it would, and a lot faster than the other ones in the series that I've done. So this is Seasons in Chalk Christmas. This was in one of the Just Cross Stitch. The chart's upstairs. I believe it was February 2016. If anyone's interested, let me know. I know I mentioned it in my last video. This is Hands-On Design, Kathy Haberman and Priscilla Blaine. She does the chalkboard designs, and then Kathy turns them into cross stitch. I've done all 4 of the seasons that they had, and now this one. When I put my stuff up this winter, I was like, I didn't get to that one, and I really kind of want it on the wall. So it's done. So there's that. This is on hand dyed by Stephanie Slate. This one's big. It doesn't have to be big. Mine's on a 14 count, and the reason that it's big is because I knew I wanted them on the wall and I wanted them to have a little substantialness to them. So that's an 11 by 14 frame. I swap them all out in the same frame, so this one will go up next Christmas. I'm excited. Now I need to order some more slate because I'm out and they're gonna do a farmhouse series. So I know I'm gonna love it. So we'll see, that might be next year. So that was my FO. And then my FFO was another chalkboard. This is also Kathy Haberman, Hands-On Design. This was in the 2018 Keepsakes calendar. It's just magneted on there. I say it's an FFO, but it needs something. I have a little pattern to make some 3D Feltz Snowflakes, and this can be moved down, and I might do that and put them up there. But I love this pattern too. Like I said, if Kathy did one for every season, spring, summer, fall, winter, like this, I would do every last one because I just love them. So this is done and out. This one's done. Pile them up over here. Whips. The whip that I had started, that I had already showed you, this is It's gonna be all glary. This is Woodland Christmas. It's from one of the Craftways books, the 2013 Christmas Craftways book. I don't know if that's focusing. A lot of people this year are doing And a Forest Grew, which is lovely. I love it. It's so big. Not only would it take forever to stitch, where would I put it? It's huge. So I call this is my as a glade grew, because it's much smaller. This will be a year-long piece for me. I'm just working on it a little at a time. I did finally get it on a Q-snap. So that's it. That's all I have. I'm just doing like, trying to get one motif a week. The little tiny, like these little ladybugs, those are petite cross stitch, so they're 2/1. The little birds, and I ended up going straight DMC. I was planning on swapping out some fancy floss, some special floss. I didn't have anything that matched any of the greens. I have a bunch of greens. I pulled the colors, I went through my boxes, and not a single one of them matched anything. So I'm like, well, forget it. I'll just do the DMC and call it good. I had 3 new starts in the last 2 weeks. I've had a little startitis, and I really think that's because when last year ended, I had some big projects that I was just trying to finish up. I didn't want the whips to carry over. I wanted to finish them that year. So I think my last new start was before Halloween. Before I got those, you know, I've gotten the Christmas one done, and I did the tree lot farm last time. So since Christmas, I'm like, I want to start all the things. So I started 3 things. Because I finished the hands-on design Seasons in Chalk Christmas, I needed another Christmas stitch. So I pulled out Evergreen, Prairie Schooler. This is the floppy reprint, which then I just make a photocopy on some cardstock, and it's no problem. So this one I'm doing on Sage Summer Khaki 16 count Ada. It's the called for, and those whites look great. I thought about doing it on some Picture This Plus, but I thought, you know what? I just want those whites to pop because there's so much. So I have 4 out of 9 done, and I've only been working on this like a week and a half. So the goal was to work on my Christmas Santa Sunday, just work on them on Sunday. That's not really how I stitch. I kind of get started on something and then I want to keep going. So we'll see if I'm able to just put this one in a Sunday rotation. I have a feeling that's not what will happen, but it will all get done, so it doesn't really matter. The other new start is a change in the lineup. If you saw my 2018 plans, I was planning on doing the Armada Designs Harry Potter Sal. The first one came out and I was just a little underwhelmed. I've seen a lot of people do a lot of modifications and they look great, and I'm sure I could tweak it enough to be what I want, and I haven't totally given up on it. I'll see what other months bring, but I thought I'm not sure I want to commit to that quite yet. I kind of just want one this year that's not a ton of work. I want to have a lazy year. But I really wanted to do a Harry Potter piece, and I had a couple in my stash that I hadn't had a chance to start, so I pulled one out. I don't know how well the reflection. This is called Solemnly Swear. It's by Fiddlesticks AU on Etsy. The pattern gives you all the colors, like it gives you all the houses. I went with the green because it pops on the fabric I had. I was trying to use something I already had. This is from the Picture This Plus sale, I think 2 years ago, and I hadn't used it. It's a crystal Tycho, so it's like a dirty foggy off-white. That green's not coming out quite as vibrant. That's Weeks Dye Works Envy, so I'm using that just for the Solemnly, and then I'll probably use the DMC for the rest because I only have 1 scan of it. I meant to show you this last week. This is one I forgot to bring down. For Christmas, I made my sister, who's a stitcher, a bunch of project bags. But she also was hoping to do the Armada designs, and I couldn't find any Harry Potter fabric that I really loved. So I'm trolling Etsy, and I'll put the link, I don't remember her name for the life of me because I should have written it down. It's got Harry Potter on the inside. She makes them a little smaller. They're not for cross stitch, they're just zipper pouches. But I messaged her and said, you know, I need one that a finished size would be 14 by 14 because I want to put my 11 by 11 Q-snap in. No problem, made me 2. I love them. And it's a heavy fabric. I don't know what it is because trust me, I looked everywhere and I couldn't find that fabric. So I'll put her store down below. She was super nice. And then the last new start was yesterday, along with a lot of other people, the Into the Jungle. I need toner, so it won't be all stripy when I'm done. So month number 1 is this adorable sloth. From their teasers, I really thought it was going to be the tiger, but it's the sloth, which is fantastic. There's my start. This is like a bright lime green. I dyed this for another project that then I didn't do, and it was in the stash, and I'm like, well, I don't know what I'm gonna do on that. And then I saw this pattern and I thought, well, I might have to tweak a couple colors, but this will be perfect. So, and I will, because the 2 colors that looked like they might be a little iffy are the 2 colors that are on the borders. So it has inside borders for all the blocks, and then down here and up here is like an outside border, and I think it's a bunch of leaves. So I'm gonna wait. They're releasing the outside border next month, a couple weeks, because it's February 1st. So when I see what colors are used in that, I'll decide exactly how I want to, I just need to brighten it up so it will fit. So that is done. While we're on that, this was my jungle bag, which was my giveaway last week. I had made an extra, fit an 11 by 11 Q-snap. I had 53 people say that they were interested. So I had my son pick a number, and I had written them all out, and he picked 13, which is my birthday, and is Paula Humphreys. So Paula, yay! I'll get this to you. It's been folded. I may end up folding it again to fit it in an envelope, but if you iron it, it'll pop right back. So I'll respond to your message on Instagram, not on Instagram, on YouTube, and get in touch with you so that I can get that out to you. And hopefully you are stitching that as well. You said your husband's favorite ride at Disney was the Jungle Cruise. That's how you had commented, so that's fun. Haul, the tiniest of hauls, the tiniest. I'm collecting these charts this year, the jingles. I now have 4. I want to do the whole strip. This is Steph's fault from Pam and Steph because she is collecting them too. I don't know if she's doing them this year or next year. I've been eyeballing these for a couple years, but it's just so big that I wasn't sure I wanted to do it. But I know she's gonna do it, and I'm gonna be like, I really wanna do that. So I'm starting now to collect those. Real quick, I showed this last week in my haul, and I had a couple people ask if I would do a flip through, which I'm happy to do. Anytime you see something that you wanna see what's actually in it, just let me know. I'll record that in a little separate video and post it later this week so that if you already have it or you're not interested, you don't have to sit through it. So look for that. I have a quick little story and then some shout outs. Plans wise, I'm just keeping on these 3. The Solemnly Swear, the Jungle one, which I'll be done probably today or tomorrow, and Christmas Evergreen. So that's the plans. I don't have any new starts planned. I don't like to start too many at once. I get overwhelmed, so I'll just keep plugging away at these. So my little story, I had someone last week comment on this Charlie Harper. This was my thrift store score of 2017. We don't have a lot of thrift stores around. I have a Goodwill here in town and a Goodwill in the next town. So it's very hit or miss, mostly miss when I go if I actually find anything. But I went with my son one Sunday and we were just going to kill time. and he found a couple things, and I like to look at the frames. I never really find anything finished, but sometimes I can reuse, you know, you repurpose the frame. So this, which I know it's at a weird angle because of the light, this was there, and it is, you know, it's professionally framed, triple matted, got the little fancy cutout. It was done in Altoona, Pennsylvania. I don't know the story of how this went from Altoona, Pennsylvania to Maine. And I feel really badly for whoever put all this work and money into it, but please know it is loved. I love this piece. So this was on the shelf and it was $6. And I thought, yep, that's coming home with me. And it was a green tag. And then we get up to the checkout and it was green tag dollar day. So this was $1. $1. I won't beat this. The frame, I wish I could pop it out of the frame and either paint it, but it's kind of in there weird. Now, when I've had stuff framed, this might be what they all look like. I don't know. They usually have the paper over them, but it's kind of pressed. I don't know how to get it out, and then I'd be afraid to not be able to put it back in, just because the frame's a little beat up. It has some rust spots on it, so I'd like to be able to give that a little love. But I may figure it out. We'll see. The cat's over here. So, shout outs. I have a few shout outs. I've watched quite a few the last couple weeks. First one is a new Flosstuber, Misty Pursel. She's knit and crochet on Instagram. She does everything. I thought I did a lot of things. No, she does everything. She knits, she weaves. She just finished a drawn thread, one of the welcomes, and it was the winter one. She's working on a 12 Days of Christmas ornament series that's beautiful. She's doing these towels that I can't wait to see on a video. They were on her loom, so she couldn't show them. She has a lot of really cool things. So she did a great job. So I will definitely be watching her again to see what she comes up with. She's in this knitting group for these teeny tiny sweaters and hats and mittens. They're adorable. So I don't knit, but I'm impressed with those of you who do. So Misty, I'll be watching again. DSquared, Donna and Debbie had been gone over the holidays and I missed them. And now they've had 2 videos up since I was last video. So I'm really glad they're back. I just want to go stitch with them, go hang out. I'll try not to step over the dog gate and land in the trash can, but no promises. Could happen. Schoolhouse Stitcher, Jessica, I might have to stop watching you because you keep finding all these out of print things and charts and I want them. And then I can't find them anywhere because they're out of print. She's going to be working on Easter Parade by Blackbird Designs this year, which is this gorgeous rabbit. And then she snagged a copy of Blackbird Designs Peppermint and Holly, and it's one of the nice books with a bunch of patterns in it. And she just kind of showed the front and back, and I'm like, now I'm going to have to keep an eye out for that. So she's the reason I bought the Woodland Christmas. Stop watching Jessica. Pam and Steph, last night I watched, they did their video from Stitchin. Going to a retreat is definitely bucket list. I want to do that. But now I think bucket list has been upped a little bit. I don't need to go to any retreat. I need to go to one of Barbara's retreats from Keepsakes. You could just tell how much work she put into that and how much fun everyone was having. She had like the whole store in there for people to buy, and it's not like they went through and told you what everything was. But I'm writing down, like I could tell, like, oh, this is the Sue Hillis table, and I'd never seen that one, and I'm writing it down, and I looked it up. So I'm not going to make it to StitchCon, but maybe next year. I might have to try bucket list, a Keepsakes retreat. My New England girls, homesteading on the Homefront, Lynette. I say New England, she's in Guam. She couldn't really be further away, but she'll be back. She'll be back. She just showed her video with her daughter, with her younger daughter, little one, and little one did her own flat fold. I've only done one flat fold. Hers leaves mine in the dust. So I might have to have little one do all my finishing because you know she's going to be like a master of it in a year. So she did a great job. And then Colleen, for the love of cross stitch, she has her Boxo patterns that she just has a box and it's got the patterns in it, and that's what she's hoping to do as many as she can this year, which is a great way to do it. That way you're not tied to certain things. You rifle through and, oh, I'm feeling this one, so I'm going to pull it out. And she's already knocked a couple of them out, so good for her. And then she made me laugh, I told her, because she admitted she's Flosstube nosy, and she likes the personal stuff on the videos, which I do too. I'm kind of a private person, so I don't share as much of the personal stuff, so I'll have to try better. So she said she really likes to know what people do. You know, what job do they have? What do they do? So I thought I'd tell you what I do. I am now home with my son. I've got done my job about 3 years ago. My son's 8, so it was right when he started school, and the opportunity came up, the stars aligned with health insurance and my husband's job, and it was past time. I should have been done a while ago. So, but what I did before, which people always find an interesting job, and it is an interesting job, when you do it, it's kind of just mundane, because that's what you do. I was a producer at a TV news station. I worked in New Hampshire, and then I worked down in Portland for 14 years. So I did that for a long time. I did overnights, I did early mornings, I did evenings, and that was one of the reasons why I got done, because when my son was in school, I just thought he'll have to do before and after care, and we don't have a lot of choices here. We're not in a city, so it would be at the school, and I said, I don't want to drop him off at the school at 7 in the morning and pick him up at 6. That's just, if there's any way around that. I know some people have to do that, and there's nothing wrong with it, but if there was any way around that. So I got done, and it was fantastic. It felt good to get done. There were years when I loved my job, there were years when I hated my job, but I'm not going back. They actually asked me over the summer, the person who had my position was getting done, and I got an email. I was on vacation, and I got an email saying, hey, would you consider just coming back for like a month or two to fill the gap and train someone up? And I'm like, nope, not happening. And they were like, oh, did you want to take some time to think about it? Like, no, I don't. I'm not coming back. So I'm home for now, and then we'll see what happens. But I'm just making the most of it, and I love it. So there you go, Colleen. That's what I do. I'm now home with the cats and the cleaning and all the house stuff and the errands and the driving people around. I don't know how I got all this done when I worked. People that work full-time and have kids and do all the extra things, I don't know when you stop to breathe, because it is so much, and I applaud you. You are amazing women, you're amazing dads, you're amazing moms, so keep it up. That's about it. So like I said, I'm just gonna plug away with the whips that I have. I don't have any other new starts planned for February, and I'll be back in a few weeks to show you my progress. I probably won't have any haul unless someone's having a sale and I can't help it, but we'll see. All right, thank you so much. I'll put links below to the people that I put shout outs to, or I'll try and put links. I don't know how this YouTube thing works. I can't embed links. I can't get my name to change. It'll all happen when it happens. So thank you again for watching, and have a great week. I'll talk to you later. Bye.